Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back.
The Man in Black was born on February 26, 1932 in Kingsland, Arkansas. Son of cotton farmer, spent a good portion of the next 15 years out in the fields with his parents and siblings, helping to pay off the family debts. From the age of 15, his mother scraped together enough money to get her boy some singing lessons. But after just 3 lessons, his singing teacher was so enthralled with her student's gifted style, she ended the lessons immediately and told him to never deviate from his natural voice. Johhny joined the military in 1950, and while stationed in Germany, his love for music grew until his military discharge in 1954. In the mid-50s, while Elvis mania was in full swing, Johnny Cash wanted to have the same producer named Sam Phillips, who was also the owner of Sun Records. Johhny, Marshall Grant, and Luther Perkins came together for an audition at Sun Records. Sam Phillips was a fan of their sound, but not their gospel song choices, and urged the boys to return with an original song of their own. The trio did just that, returning shortly with 2 songs, Hey Porter and Cry, Cry, Cry. They were signed and the rest is history.
Hey Porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? At daylight, would you tell...
2 more hit singles were recorded quickly, called So Doggone Lonesome and Folsom Prison Blues.
Always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
In 1956, the Man in Black reached iconic status with his first #1 smash hit single, Walk the Line.
I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
The record sold 2.5 million copies, and Johhny was off and running as the megastar he always wanted to be. The next year cemented his fame with 2 more chart toppers, Ballad of a Teenage Queen and Don't Take Your Guns to Town.
But the stranger drew his gun and fired before he even saw. As Billy Joe fell to the floor, the crowd all gathered round.
By the early 1960s, the country bad boy had relocated his family to California and left Sun Records for the Columbia label. The Tennessee 2 had become the Tennessee 3, and they were regularly accompanied by June Carter, who co-wrote one of Johnny's signature songs, The Ring of Fire.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
The schedule of 300 days a year on the road began to weigh heavily on the 30-year-old superstar. Drugs and alcohol were frequent tour companions and started a downward spiral for the singer's social life. By 1967, his wife Vivian left with their 3 daughters due to her husband never being around. After several years of brushes with the law and massive substance abuse, he finally got the lifeline he needed from his touring partner June Carter. She helped him refocus on his Christian values and got him into the drug addiction treatment program that turned his life back on track. The 2 got married on March 1st, 1968. In 1969, the Man in Black began hosting his own television variety series that showcased the contemporary musicians of the day like Bob Dylan and Louis Armstrong. That same year, he also won 2 Grammy Awards for his live album at Folsom Prison. The ensuing decade of the 1970s offered up more success with popular hits like A Thing Called Love and One Piece at a Time.
I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style. I'm gonna drive it.
By the time the 80s rolled around, Johnny Cash had started to do a lot of collaborations. He banded together with old Sun Records colleagues Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Roy Orbison to record a compilation called The Class of '55. He also joined fellow country stalwarts Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson, and Waylon Jennings, releasing 3 popular albums as the Highwaymen.
Perhaps I may become a highwayman again, or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will remain.
In 1992, Johhny took his rightful place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The decade was not a good one for the singer's health, though, as he was diagnosed with autonomic neuropathy. Being the artist that he was, Cash pushed through into the new millennium, releasing cover songs ranging in content from the Beatles to the Nine Inch Nails. Unfortunately, his soulmate, the incredible June Carter, passed away in May of 2003. The devastation of this was too much for the singer to handle. Less than 4 months later, Johnny Cash was dead as well. Officially, the death is labeled as complications due to diabetes, but anybody that knew the man understood that he did not want to go on if June Carter was not by his side. 2 years later, the superstar and his second wife June were immortalized by Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon in the highly acclaimed big screen blockbuster Walk the Line. The legendary Man in Black will always be remembered for how he grew as a performer and a person. He has influenced artists from every genre of music. He went from being crazier than Hank Williams to being almost as respected as one of the founding fathers of the country. If they ever do erect a musical Mount Rushmore, Johnny Cash definitely deserves to be front and center.
I know goes away.